Taurus souls, are you ready for an April unlike any other? Before we even begin to delve into the cosmic whispers for your month ahead, I want you to do something very special for me and, more importantly, for yourself. Right now, in the comments below, I want you to declare your intention for this powerful month. Type these words with conviction. I am open to receiving April's blessings. Let the universe hear your readiness. Let it feel your vibrant energy. And let's co-create a month of magnificent unfolding, shall we? Now, my steadfast Taurians, let's unlock the secrets that April holds just for you. You may have been drawn to this video not by a frantic rush, but by a gentle, knowing pull, a vibration that resonated deep within your very being, even before the words fully registered in your mind. That, my friends, is the subtle yet potent energy of April for you. This is precisely why the numbers we are about to explore are not mere tokens of chance, but rather powerful keys, activators designed to unlock and awaken something within you that has been patiently waiting for its moment to emerge. These are anchors, little points of resonance that speak directly to your soul's inherent wisdom. Here at the Inner Secrets, we understand that true abundance isn't a reward earned through relentless effort, but a natural response to your very being, to the frequency you emanate. These numbers, these sacred codes, are not here to mend anything broken, but to echo the wholeness that already resides within you, magnificent Taurus. Some of these numbers may feel instantly familiar, like a melody your soul already knows, while others might stir a sensation you can't quite name just yet, a whisper from the cosmos tickling the edges of your awareness. But I urge you, dear Taurus, to stay with this energy, to allow each number to unfold at its own divinely guided pace. Feel it, breathe it in, and you will sense it. Money moving towards you without strain. Success finding you exactly where you are meant to be, in your authentic, grounded self. Remember, the most profound transformations begin not with frantic action, but with a deep, receptive stillness, a listening heart. So, stay present, breathe deeply, let your body absorb these frequencies, not just your mind. And if anything stirs within you, if a word, a feeling, an image arises, honor it. Write it down, let it land, share it in the comments below. Perhaps type, "I am ready to receive," or whatever phrase your soul whispers in response. And of course, if this message resonates with your heart, give that like button a smash. Share this cosmic wisdom with your fellow Taurians, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Inner Secrets so you never miss these life-altering updates, tailored just for you. But above all, dear Taurus, stay present with this moment. Let each insight meet you exactly where you are, and allow the magic to unfold. And now, with a gentle breath and a heart open to possibility, let us begin, because the very first number is already rising into our awareness. This, my beautiful Taurus, is the energy of 14. It carries a whisper, not a shout, a subtle rearrangement, not a dramatic upheaval, a grounding shift, perfectly attuned to your earth sign nature. Just as the world around us begins to stir with renewed activity in April, you, dear Taurus, are being called back, not to retreat or stagnate, but to steady yourself, to listen intently for the subtle rearrangements occurring beneath the surface of your routines. Notice where money could flow with greater ease, where time desires to expand and stretch, and where abundance itself is yearning for more spaciousness to simply be. You might even feel this shift manifesting in your physical body first, a sudden yearning to slow down, to reconnect with the earth beneath your bare feet, to declutter not just your physical spaces, but your energetic ones as well. This isn't just spring cleaning, my friends. It's energetic clearing, because true wealth, lasting abundance, rarely settles into chaos. It seeks out the stillness within you, the quiet confidence that declares, I am ready, not because I have done enough, but because I have become enough. There's a powerful invitation woven into the energy of 14, dear Taurus, to revisit the habits you may have unconsciously built when you were in survival mode rather than thriving. Were you perhaps saying yes out of fear of missing out? Spending out of a sense of emptiness? Holding on to things just in case, instead of asking, does this truly align with who I am now? The number 14 gently reminds you that what once served as protection may now be subtly hindering the very abundance you seek. Not because those habits were inherently wrong, but because you have grown, you have evolved, and the structures around you, both internal and external, are longing to reflect this magnificent growth. Perhaps, dear Taurus, April is the month to lovingly reshape how you manage your calendar, not to cram more in, but to protect what truly nourishes your soul. Perhaps it's time to track your spending, not from a place of restriction or control, but from a space of gentle curiosity, asking, does this habit still serve the abundant life I am building? And if the answer resonates as no, can you release it with gratitude for its past service and gentle grace for your evolving self? The new level of wealth you are calling into your life, magnificent Taurus, will not arrive through force or relentless striving. It will gracefully flow in when you realign your very foundation with the beautiful, evolved being you have quietly become. This isn't about rigid discipline, it's about resonance, about attuning yourself to a new rhythm that is already forming beneath your feet. The more you honor this inner rhythm, the more deeply supported you will feel by the cosmos itself. You do not have to earn rest, dear Taurus. You do not need to apologize for embracing slowness. In fact, it is within these soft edges of your routine, in the spaciousness you create, that your magnetism truly strengthens, where the sacred is invited to enter and infuse your life with its transformative power. And maybe, as you sit with this gentle yet profound shift, you will feel something unlock within you. Not a grand door bursting open, but perhaps a quiet window, a gentle breeze of clarity, a breath you didn't even realize you were holding, finally released. Let it go now, dear Taurus. Let it guide you towards what is next, not through a sense of urgency or pressure, but through the quiet hum of alignment of your soul returning to its natural, abundant state. There is a kind of wealth, dear Taurus, that doesn't require constant growth or relentless expansion. It simply needs balance, a harmonious equilibrium within your life. The number 6 brings this gentle yet vital reminder, not through dramatic events or external pressures, but through the subtle nuances of your everyday rhythm, the quiet whispers of your own inner wisdom. Taurus, you are known for your innate ability to build, for your steadfastness in maintaining, for your unwavering dedication to ensuring things stay steady and secure. But this month, the balance you are being called to create isn't about doing more, striving harder, or adding extra tasks to your already full plate. It's about allowing enoughness, about recognizing and honoring the inherent value of simply being. What if enough wasn't a distant finish line to be relentlessly pursued, but the very foundation upon which true abundance is built? What if you didn't have to constantly prove your worth through tireless endurance, through boundless generosity, through always being the one who gives just a little bit extra, stretches just a little bit further. The truth is, my beautiful Taurus, the most abundant moments often gracefully arrive when we consciously stop trying so desperately to earn them. Not because we cease to care or lose our drive, but because we begin to deeply honor our own sacred edges, our own inherent rhythms. Balance isn't always perfectly symmetrical. It's not always about an equal exchange in every moment. Sometimes balance looks like consciously choosing rest over relentless productivity, honoring your body's need for rejuvenation. Sometimes it means saying yes to an opportunity that feels light and joyful, even if it doesn't appear outwardly impressive or prestigious on paper. And sometimes, most powerfully, it looks like saying no, even when you could easily say yes, simply because your wise body knows the energetic cost, the subtle drain on your precious reserves. The number 6 doesn't measure success, intangible outcomes, or external accolades. It reads the subtle frequency behind your choices, the energetic signature of your intentions, and it amplifies what is made in true alignment with your soul's deepest needs. Taurus, your energy is inherently grounded. You are deeply attuned to the earth, to what is real, what is sustainable, what truly endures. And yet, even within this groundedness, even with your profound wisdom, you can sometimes forget that true sustainability, lasting abundance, begins with the self. You don't have to endlessly explain why you turned down that invitation, dear Taurus. You don't need to justify why you left that message unread until morning, honoring your need for rest and rejuvenation. You are not here to fill every role, every gap, every expectation projected upon you. You are here to be whole, and wholeness, true abundance, doesn't require constant output, tireless giving. What you tend with conscious presence, with focused intention, naturally grows with grace and ease. But presence itself only blossoms when there is sacred space for it to breathe, to expand. When your time is overly accounted for, when your energy is constantly depleted by external demands, your precious life force subtly leaks away, diminishing your inherent magnetism. When you say yes out of politeness or obligation, rather than genuine alignment, your inner clarity subtly dulls, obscuring your intuitive guidance. The number 6 is gently, lovingly asking you, where in your life are you stretching past your natural, healthy edges? Where are you offering more than what is truly in flow, more than what feels authentically aligned with your soul's rhythm? These are not harsh critiques, dear Taurus. They are soft nudges, gentle whispers, guiding you back to your sacred center, not so you can retreat from the world, but so you can powerfully realign with your own truth, your own innate abundance. Balance, my beautiful Taurus, is not a rigid goal to be reached, a static destination to be conquered. It is a living, breathing vibration to be felt, to be embodied. It hums quietly in your chest when you say yes, from a place of deep inner truth. It softens your belly, releasing tension when you say no without guilt or apology. It lingers in your breath when you consciously pause before reacting, creating space for wisdom to arise. This kind of authentic balance doesn't make you less productive, less effective in the world. It makes you magnetic, radiating a frequency of wholeness that naturally attracts abundance to you. It subtly shifts your entire energetic signature from one of strained effort to one of effortless invitation. And what gracefully follows this profound shift in your inner frequency is not always immediate, not always outwardly visible, but it is deeply certain, undeniably real. Money that once felt stalled, stagnant, begins to move again, to circulate with renewed vitality, not because you did more, but because you consciously stopped resisting your own natural, abundant pace. Clients feel inexplicably drawn to your energy. Opportunities arrive without forceful pursuit. Support shows up in unexpected ways, not because you frantically called for it, but because you created the inner space for it to naturally flow in. The number 6 doesn't need to loudly knock on your door, dear Taurus. It simply flows with gentle grace to the places that feel calm enough, receptive enough to truly receive its abundant gifts. And as this current of balance settles gently within you, another energy begins to rise, not louder or more forceful, but sharper, more precise, a quiet clarity that doesn't ask for balance or harmony, but for focused intention, for a clear signal that it's time to consciously name what is ready to step forward, to move towards what has been patiently waiting for its moment to emerge. And that illuminating energy is carried in the sacred shape of 17. Not every seed, dear Taurus, needs to be constantly watched, anxiously tended to, in order to grow. Some seeds simply need time, fertile dark soil, and your quiet, unwavering trust in the natural processes of life. The number 17 carries this kind of energy, soft, almost invisible on the surface, yet deeply potent, brimming with potential beneath. Taurus, this is a powerful moment when something long set aside, perhaps even long forgotten, begins to stir again within you. You may not even consciously realize you've been waiting for it until it gracefully arrives, a timely message, an unexpected refund, a rekindled old connection, a door that once quietly closed now creaking gently open without fanfare. There is absolutely no need to chase after it, dear Taurus. What truly belongs to you, what is divinely aligned with your path, gracefully returns without force, without struggle. That is the quiet, unwavering promise of 17. And for you, magnificent Taurus, whose inherent nature is slow, steady, and deliberate, this number doesn't disrupt your rhythm. It harmonizes with it, amplifies it, gently reminds you that focused effort is sacred, but rest is just as holy, just as vital to the cycle of abundance. It reminds you that not all progress is linear, a constant upward climb, and not all wealth is born of relentless striving, forceful pushing. Sometimes true abundance simply arrives, gracefully, effortlessly, because you stayed the course, because you consistently watered the fertile ground of your intentions, even when it looked barren, even when external signs seemed scarce. There's a subtle sense of quiet reward woven into the energy of 17, like unexpectedly finding a forgotten $20 bill in the pocket of a coat you haven't worn in months, or waking up one morning to realize that something you once deeply longed for has already quietly healed, already beautifully manifested in your life. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and perfect timing, honors your patience, your grounded perseverance, and the number 17 is that soft, resonant echo of return, of cycles coming full circle, of quiet winds of grace that make you pause, not to celebrate loudly with outward fanfare, but to breathe in that profound feeling of, yes, I did keep going. I did trust. This isn't about sudden, dramatic leaps or outward grandeur. It's about subtle resonance, quiet alignment, a small job that unexpectedly blossoms into a long-term opportunity, a friend of a friend who serendipitously mentions your name in the right room at the perfect moment, a payment you had long given up expecting, suddenly and surprisingly arriving in your account. This is the kind of abundance that feels deeply personal, as if it knows your name, because, in a profound sense, it truly does. You didn't forcefully chase it down. You simply aligned with its frequency. You opened yourself to receive, and you trusted in the natural flow of life. And perhaps that is the most beautiful invitation of this gentle yet potent energy of 17, not to do more, to strive harder, but to simply trust more deeply, to consciously clear a space on your desk, not because you are frantically preparing for something demanding, but because something beautiful, something divinely guided, is already on its way to you. To check your email, not obsessively or anxiously, but curiously with an open heart, remembering that wealth often arrives in the quiet moments, when your nervous system is calm, when your energetic field is receptive, when your breath is deep and steady. The vibration of 17 is not asking you to begin again from scratch. It is gently revealing what has already been in motion behind the scenes, what has been patiently unfolding in the unseen realms of potential. Your part now, dear Taurus, is to soften just enough to receive it, to gracefully let go of the need to constantly measure or define it too quickly, to allow it to land in your life in its own perfect timing, in its own unique way. Because what returns to you now may not look exactly like what you once lost or longed for, but it may be even better aligned with your soul's true path, more deeply supportive of your long-term vision, more quietly, powerfully true to who you are becoming. And just as that gentle realization settles deeply within you, a different kind of energy begins to surface. Not one of quiet return or subtle reward, but a forward-moving vision, a vibrant, hopeful pulse, the distinct sense that something new is calling you forward, not to replace the beauty and stability you have already cultivated, but to build upon it, to expand from the solid foundation of what has been restored and renewed. And this new, forward-moving current arrives with the unmistakable, electrifying shape of 11. Some doors, my beautiful Taurus, don't open with physical keys or forceful pushing. They open with a quiet knowing, an intuitive click, a subtle shift in perception. The number 11 brings precisely this kind of opening, subtle, electric. Just a slight widening of your awareness, a gentle expansion of your inner vision that changes everything. Taurus, you don't usually rush headfirst towards the unseen, the intangible, the uncertain. You are grounded, you are patient, you trust in the tangible world, in what you can see, touch, and measure. But this month, something deeper is stirring within you, something that may not make perfect logical sense on paper, but feels undeniably real in your body. A sensation, a gut pull, a quiet nudge from your intuition that whispers a resounding yes. This, even when the numbers aren't perfectly aligned, even when the detailed plan isn't yet crystal clear. And somehow, deep down, you know you are right to listen to this inner prompting. That, my friends, is the potent, transformative energy of 11, not logic, not cold, hard certainty, but pure, unadulterated alignment with your soul's deepest wisdom. Abundance, in its most graceful forms, often arrives in ways that defy logical proof, that transcend the limitations of the rational mind. It speaks in subtle patterns, in repeated moments of synchronicity, in symbolic whispers you keep seeing in the world around you, in thoughts and feelings that persistently return, no matter how many times you try to brush them away. And when these intuitive signals arise, you are not imagining things, dear Taurus. You are actively receiving them, tuning into the subtle frequency of abundance that is already all around you. Don't look for the loud, dramatic pronouncements. Listen intently for the quiet whispers of your intuition, the unexpected client that calls seemingly out of nowhere, the job opportunity that resurfaces after you had given up hope, the project that never quite made logical sense before, but suddenly clicks into perfect alignment. What if true wealth isn't something you relentlessly chase after, but something you consciously recognize? Something that was always divinely on its way to you, patiently waiting for you to feel its presence before you could fully see it with your physical eyes. Taurus, this is where your power subtly yet profoundly shifts. Not in your ability to relentlessly push through obstacles, but in your capacity to gracefully pause, to deeply receive what is already aligning in your favor. The number 11 gently reminds you that intuition is not the opposite of stability, it is its wise companion, the inner compass that helps you stay deeply rooted while simultaneously reaching for your highest potential, expanding into ever greater realms of abundance and fulfillment. And as you begin to trust these subtle, intuitive signals, something truly unexpected begins to unfold. Not because everything suddenly becomes crystal clear and logically mapped out, but because you are no longer resisting your own inner knowing, your own soul's wisdom. You consciously stop endlessly asking for more external proof, and instead start to deeply honor your own unique resonance, your own inner guidance system. Let yourself joyfully follow that intuitive pull without needing to over-explain it to anyone. Let yourself take inspired action before it all makes perfect sense to your rational mind. Not recklessly or impulsively, but reverently, with a deep knowing that you and the universe are co-creating something truly magnificent, something only you can fully feel and bring into being, because you are. And number 11 is the sacred gate through which this powerful co-creation truly begins. Now, with this awakened inner compass guiding you more powerfully than just your thoughts, with this newfound trust in your intuition gracefully turning into inspired movement, another vibration arrives, building upon the insights of 11. This one is not primarily about sensing or intuiting, it's about consciously building, about giving tangible structure to the profound insights you have received, about grounding your vision in the practical realities of your life. And it begins with the unexpected strength and groundedness of 42. Not every kind of wealth, dear Taurus, shows up with outward noise or dramatic fanfare. Some of the most lasting, most meaningful forms of abundance manifest with quiet structure, with thoughtful planning, with a deep, unwavering inner clarity that declares, "I want this to last. I am building a legacy that will endure." You may start noticing a natural urge to organize your finances, to streamline your systems, to finally look at the numbers you may have been subtly avoiding, not out of fear or scarcity, but from a newfound place of respect for all that you have already built and for all that you are consciously building next. This, my beautiful Taurus, is where true legacy truly begins, not in outward grandeur or ostentatious displays, but in quiet intention, in a spreadsheet that finally makes sense, in the deliberate decision to learn more about investing in your future, in that powerful moment when you choose to save, not just from a place of fear-based security, but from a place of empowered sovereignty, knowing you are the architect of your own abundant destiny. You are not here to merely survive, dear Taurus. You are here to thrive, to create a life that feels deeply grounded in both inner peace and boundless possibility. The frequency of 42 doesn't rush you or pressure you to conform to external timelines. It gently calls you into deeper awareness, into making deliberate, conscious choices, into consciously remembering that true, lasting security isn't found in clinging tightly to what is familiar or unchanging, but in deeply knowing that you have consciously laid the groundwork to be supported long-term, to create a foundation that will weather any storm. If you have been considering seeking mentorship in financial wisdom, exploring guidance from a trusted financial advisor, or simply implementing a new system to more effectively manage your financial flow, this is your green light from the cosmos, dear Taurus. Not because you have been doing something wrong in the past, but because you are now radiantly ready to do it differently, more clearly, more consciously, more aligned with your evolved vision of abundance. You don't have to have all the answers perfectly mapped out right now, but you do need to consciously begin the beautiful architecture of abundance, brick by deliberate brick, choice by conscious choice. Ask yourself, dear Taurus, what does long-term financial security truly look like when you don't lead with fear or scarcity, but with confidence and abundance? What does wealth truly mean to you when it's not just about frantically earning more, but about consciously creating a legacy that is enduring, meaningful, and deeply aligned with your soul's purpose? This number, 42, is not loud or demanding, because it doesn't need to be. Its potent presence is felt in the quiet, unwavering way your decisions begin to align with something bigger than just this month's bills, bigger than just this fleeting moment in time. In the way you consciously pause before impulsively spending, not from a place of scarcity or restriction, but from a place of deep self-respect and long-term vision. In the way you intentionally create a financial system that doesn't just hold your money, but lovingly holds your deepest values, your most cherished dreams. Taurus, this is truly your season to lay bricks with profound meaning, not to build rigid walls of limitation, but to construct something magnificent that lasts, a foundation of abundance that will support your dreams for generations to come. The slow, deliberate care you give to your financial foundations now, the conscious intention you weave into every choice, will echo in beautiful, unexpected ways that you won't even fully understand yet. You are not building a future that merely looks good on the surface, dear Taurus. You are building one that deeply feels right in your soul, one you will joyfully want to live inside, fully and abundantly, for a long, long time. April, my magnificent Taurus, is not asking for more frantic effort from you. It never was. It is only asking for your radiant presence, your full, quiet, grounded presence, the kind of embodied awareness that doesn't frantically rush towards the next fleeting thing, but lovingly lingers with what is already here, already unfolding long enough to allow it to fully blossom, to reach its divinely ordained potential. These 5 sacred numbers are not tools to rigidly control your fate, dear Taurus. They are gentle invitations to consciously align with the natural rhythms of the universe, to breathe in harmony with the frequency that perfectly matches your soul's deepest truth, to listen intently with your wise body before you rush to act solely with your rational mind. Each number, in its own unique way, has opened a sacred doorway, not to some distant, unattainable place far away, but to a place of profound abundance inside you, a wellspring of potential that has been patiently waiting to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be lovingly embraced. You were never meant to frantically chase after wealth, dear Taurus. You were divinely meant to become the very field where wealth naturally wants to land. Not because you relentlessly try harder or push yourself to exhaustion, but because you consciously hold steadier in your own truth, because you cultivate inner spaciousness, because you trust deeply in the natural cycles of life, of ebb and flow, of giving and receiving. The quiet, consistent work you have already done, both seen and unseen, is already speaking powerfully on your behalf, radiating outwards into the universe, attracting abundance to you with gentle, irresistible magnetism. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone, least of all yourself, dear Taurus. You don't need to defend your natural pace, your inherent rhythm. Your gentle slowness is sacred. Your grounded steadiness is holy. And this month, the universe doesn't reward the fastest, the loudest, the most frantic. It lovingly supports the most attuned, the most present, the most authentically aligned. There is a profound reason each number arrived in your awareness in the precise way it did. Some soft as a whisper, some strong as a gentle breeze, some almost hidden in plain sight, requiring a quiet, inner listening to truly perceive. They are not random occurrences, dear Taurus. They beautifully mirror the very way true abundance gracefully enters your life, quietly, meaningfully, without outward spectacle or dramatic fanfare, but always, irrevocably, with profound depth and lasting impact. Some gifts from the cosmos show up as sudden flashes of illuminating clarity. Others manifest as a peaceful pause that gently gives you back your breath, restores your inner equilibrium. And sometimes, what initially looks like a frustrating delay or an unexpected detour is simply a divinely orchestrated redirection, lovingly guiding you into a fuller, more sustainable alignment with a version of life that won't ultimately burn you out, but will nourish and sustain you for the long and beautiful journey ahead. Let your wise soul deeply remember this truth, dear Taurus. You don't have to be louder to be heard by the universe. You don't have to move faster to joyfully arrive at your abundant destination. What is truly meant for you, what is divinely aligned with your path, already knows how to gracefully flow towards you, especially when you consciously stop creating turbulence in your own energetic stream, when you release resistance and open yourself to receive. Rest is not resistance, dear Taurus. It is a sacred receiver, a potent amplifier of your inherent magnetism. And silence, for you, is not the absence of meaningful action. It is the fertile soil where your next season of abundant growth is already quietly rooting, patiently preparing to burst forth in its own perfect timing. Let this April be the transformative month where you consciously stop measuring progress solely by what is outwardly visible, what is easily quantifiable. Let this be the chapter where your experience of wealth gracefully becomes a feeling of inner abundance, a deep sense of security and flow within your very being, long before it fully solidifies into tangible forms in the external world. Maybe true abundance isn't found in relentlessly pursuing that extra task, that extra push, that extra hustle. Maybe, just maybe, it's exquisitely found in the quiet moments when you consciously decide to simply sit with the stillness, to lovingly water one deeply meaningful idea instead of frantically chasing after 5 fleeting distractions, to trust with unwavering faith that your timing is not late or behind, but divinely, perfectly right. And if something profound within you subtly shifts during this sacred time together, however small, however seemingly insignificant, let that be enough for now, dear Taurus. There is no need to rush towards the next insight, the next grand revelation. Simply stay here, in this gentle softness, in this quiet recognition that you are already in motion, even when you are consciously choosing to stand still, to rest, to receive. Some doors open when we persistently knock, dear Taurus. Others, perhaps even more magically, open when we consciously stop knocking altogether, when we surrender to the flow and allow the universe to gracefully orchestrate the unfolding of our most abundant path. You might not even fully realize which number resonated most deeply within you until days from now, when something unexpectedly clicks into place. A serendipitous offer, a life-changing conversation, a profound shift in your inner landscape. That is how these subtle yet powerful energies often work, dear Taurus, not with outward fanfare or dramatic pronouncements, but with a quiet, persistent frequency, a gentle knowing that permeates your being, guiding you towards your highest good. So, if something has truly landed deeply within your heart during our time together, stay with it. Don't rush to immediately apply it or dissect it with your rational mind. Just live inside its resonant energy for a while. Let it gently stretch into you. Let it subtly move your breath. Let it quietly change the way you stand in your own magnificent being, in your own inherent abundance. And if a certain clarity is beginning to rise within you, let that be your gentle, heartfelt whisper back to the universe, I receive what is ready to gracefully flow to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up so fully, so lovingly, so perfectly on time. May April, my beautiful Taurus, bring you profound inner peace, a gentle, consistent current of money flow, and countless unexpected, delightful opportunities that arrive without noise, without strain, just perfectly, divinely on time. And if you would like to stay immersed in this radiant field of abundance just a little longer, gently, share this transformative message with your fellow Taurians, or subscribe to the Inner Secrets for even more empowering guidance in the weeks and months to come. The energy is still beautifully unfolding, dear Taurus. Let it continue to meet you exactly where you are, and let it gracefully stay with you, illuminating your path towards unstoppable abundance.